When on your eating plan and on your eating journey, you will feel or find that you slip up. And it's normal. That's the problem. A lot of people feel when they are going on a diet, it didn't work, or um, they faltered or stuff like that. No, 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 no. It's your habits that needs to change. So it's your mindset that needs to shift. So the more clear you are and the more understanding you are about your journey, and that all you're doing is you're busy shifting. So yesterday I was discussing or doing the teaching on Daniel 1 verse 8. We're not doing a Bible study today. I'm just prepping your mind for the weekend. It's Friday evening, and it's weekends where most people sabotage themselves because they want to relax, they want to be with family, they want to go out and entertain, etc. So they slack a bit. But you need to keep your mindset focused no matter where you are, no matter what's going on. That is why you need to have awareness of the goal that you're trying to achieve. Yes? So it's all about habits. So this was my first week back on my program. It was a challenging week, okay? Um, in that I also was expecting to to start with my instructor work, think that I qualified, and it didn't happen the way I thought. I had to deal with a lot of disappointing emotions, and when you go through emotions, not that it's negative, but you tend to cope with eating. So I'm not in that space, okay? Because I've trained myself through the years not to eat because of emotions, but yet yesterday I was nibbling. But what I was nibbling on was more low calorie snacks in a budget that was conducive to my pocket at this time. Um, I want to say this to you. Weight loss is not about motivation. Motivation gets you started, actually. So, what is your motivation? If you divide the word motive, what's your motive? What's your why? Your why is what helps you to take action to get results. And the result is not you on the scale or you losing the weight. The result is from internal to external. Okay? Amazing. Motivation. Vation is action. So the why has to put action to your steps. All right. So want to go back to Daniel 1 verse 8. Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. So the teaching yesterday was about how do you go from the head decision of losing weight, of getting healthy, getting into shape, getting into a process or a habit of exercise, eating healthily, preparing better options, investing in yourself in a better way, being more self-aware, being more accountable, having support. You see, there's a lot of things attached to making a change. So motivation gets you started, but habits keeps you going. So you need to be clear about habits. So Daniel purposed in his heart, from head to heart. How? You have to repeat yourself every day that this is my goal. I'm losing 15 kilos. I need to lose a kilo a week. I need to lose zero point 0.3 grams per day. All right. So this is the action I need to take daily. I need to cut back on carbs after 4 p.m. No carbs. Okay. I need to up my water intake to 3 or 4 liters for the most a day. I need to up my protein intake daily. All right. So we will get into how much protein you need, and carbs you need, and calcium you need, etc., we will get there. But many times people know, and you know, that you need to just watch what you are eating, up your protein intake, decrease your carb intake and your fats and sugar intake. We all know that, right? So that's all you need to work on when you are on your journey of losing weight and of reprogramming yourself. But it's all about habits. So the book that I study or I'm going through is the Daniel Plan. And there are 5 aspects to the Daniel Plan. So the first one is faith. 2 is food. 3 fitness. 5 focus. And the last one, support systems, friends. Faith, food, fitness, focus, and friends. The Daniel Plan. Not the Daniel Fast, the Daniel Plan. 40 days to a healthier life. Now, there's something in this chapter, I think is how it all began. Anyway, so there's something in this chapter that just stood out, and it made so much sense to me when I got the book and read the book the first time a couple of years, 2015. So I want to read it and go through it with you quickly so that everything falls back into Daniel's purpose in his heart, that he would not defile himself. Okay? So Daniel, in other words, was cultivating a different type of habit in order not to conform to the world, to the standards of those around him. He had every opportunity to eat and to do what they were doing, to be lazy about it and not exercise. Example, to eat the decadent foods and drinks, etc. But he decided, and his friends decided, not to do so. So daily you need to look at your goal set, you need to look at the steps you need to take, and your why, and that is what's going to get you to actually walk this road to where it is that you want to be. So this topic is habits are the key. Remember habits? I love that. Habits are the key to your success. So it's from bad habits to new habits. And so you need to take it a habit at a time. But you need to be clear about the habits that have been keeping you back. And if you think about it, it's impulses, because you make decisions quick. Okay? Or smells. Or see. When your friends are at Kentucky, or when you smell the fried chips, you want that. So no one said you can't have it. You're not on a diet. Remember, you're on a healthy, active lifestyle. So you can have, but in moderation. And that is the words that you need to put into your mind. I can have it. I'm not on a diet. I'm on a lifestyle eating plan, but in moderation. Habits are the key to your success. Making big and lasting changes in our lives is never easy. Whether it's changes in the way we relate to others, the way we manage our time, the way we use our money, the way we do our work, or the way we treat our bodies. Whenever we want to improve or change something, we usually start out with great enthusiasm and hopeful expectation, but over time, these feelings fade, and so does our resolve. We can relate to that, isn't it? That is why the key to long-lasting success is to develop habits, new positive habits that replace our self-defeating behaviors. The Bible speaks of putting off our old self and putting on our new self, which is in Ephesians 4:22 and 24, which includes our habits. Now, I want to discuss something with you quickly. I was just thinking about, there are 2 habits that I kept going because I lost weight. I don't know if some of you heard my testimony. It was after I had Timothy at age 42. I I struggled with my weight for a while. Then I went and I relocated to Johannesburg, from Cape Town to Johannesburg, and I gained all that weight back. Okay, I lost how much? I think I lost 12 kilos or something. 20 kilos, and I gained back 12 in 6 weeks. But there's one thing that I did, although I was overdoing the eating, I kept on drinking 3 to 4 liters of water every day, and I kept on jogging. That's the two things that I kept on doing, even though the weight was piling up again. So there were certain habits that I maintained in that time. Now, that's why I understand habits, and that's something that I fought to maintain. Our habits control our lives. And remember, this book, this what I'm reading to you now, are things that I read when I lost my weight. And then, was that Lucia? I lost my weight, I read this, and I understood it. And this is why I knew it was about internal to external, it was all about habits. Our habits control our lives. We shape our habits. Then our habits shape us. If I ask you to make a list of all your bad habits, you'd quickly identify them, right? You already know what they are, and you know what that they aren't helpful. In fact, many are harmful. So why haven't you replaced them? What makes breaking bad habits and creating new ones so difficult? Here are 4 of the most common reasons. You can write this down. If you don't have this book, please write this down, because it really, especially the headings. First one, you had your unhealthy habits for a long time. So you're comfortable with them. So success is at the end of your comfort zone. Correct? So you need to be made uncomfortable. This is why we need to get up early, or in the afternoon or evening, whenever you can. You need to exercise even for 15 to 20 minutes. It's about breaking that bad habit. You see, regardless of whether you are overweight or anorexic, whether you overeat or have any kind of eating disorder, whether you are out of shape or don't have enough energy, you didn't get that way overnight. It was likely a long, slow decline in your health. Many of your adult habits were developed in your childhood. Yes? Some of your unhealthy habits may have been survival tactics. That was me. For unmet emotional and spiritual needs that you experience early in life. I think we can so relate to this. Other habits you have developed out of fear. Some habits are developed to soothe negative emotions such as loneliness, anxiety, depression, or feeling unloved. So that's number 1. Number 2, you identify with your unhealthy habits. So remember, you're the 4, what makes breaking bad habits and creating new ones so difficult? You are 4 of the most common reasons. Number 2, you identify with your unhealthy habits. Anytime you hear someone say, I'm always late, or I'm a warrior, or I can never resist a dessert. That's me. I was that person. That person is identifying himself or herself with a bad habit. We often confuse our identity with our habits, but the truth is habits can be changed. So what are habits? Habits are things that you tend to, or actions that you tend to take over and over and over. So you just need to renew your mindset, be clear, and then do the opposite. But you need to take one habit at a time. Have you heard of the book Atomic Habit? I have an audio book. It's on YouTube as well, or you can invest in the book Atomic Habits. They are not habits are things you do. They are not who you are, but it's the way we speak. I can't, I don't have time, I'm too busy, don't have money. It's habits, how we speak, the way we speak as well. They are not who you are. You have weaknesses, but you are not your weaknesses. You are a unique creation of God, flawed by your nature and choices, but deeply loved by God. Beautiful. No man or woman will ever love you as much as God does. His love for you is not dependent on your habits. Okay? The third common reason, your unhealthy habits have a payoff. In the long run, they cause pain, but in the short term, they seem easier and more rewarding. And whatever gets rewarded gets repeated, isn't it? The addicting taste of junk food, the short-term high from carbohydrates, okay, bread, pasta, uh, chips, crisps, or the pleasure of loafing around instead of exercising gives immediate gratification, instant gratification. What you need are delayed gratification. And you need to understand what delayed gratification is. Awareness, paying attention, understanding yourself. This is why I say jogging, walking, thinking, journaling, going through it, being clear about it is what's going to bring belief, decisions. Daniel purposed in his heart, he did not defile himself. So this is why you need to be aware. You need to be aware of what's been keeping you back, and you need to change your belief system so that you believe in yourself and your habits you will change. We want to get good now, not later. We want to see change now. And this is why I started this topic, so to speak, when it seems like you're not progressing or on an eating plan. So that's what's happened for me this week. But because I am aware of habits, I'm not allowing I can't say mistakes or my setbacks within the week daily to keep me back. I do know after 4, no carbs, as I said. I know that I can have marshmallows instead of, and it's one bread. 4 marshmallows equals 1 bread. So I know the skill set of how to cut back as for a sweet tooth with a low budget, you know? Okay. And then God warns of this when he said there is pleasure in sin for a short time. So this is not going to say sin, we're going to say in temptation, in setback with your eating for a short time. So instant gratification, delayed gratification versus see Hebrews 11:25. Most of the social problems we see in our culture today are the direct result of our unwillingness to delay gratification. To overcome this, you must see the greater payoff and rewards of making healthy choices. Yes? Now, the fourth reason is you have an enemy who wants to discourage you. The enemy, the devil, has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that is why people die before the time. They get sick, heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes, because my people perish for lack of knowledge. Not only do you have to fight against your natural inclination, but Satan, whom the Bible calls the deceiver of the accuser, is actively working against you every moment of your day. Since Satan cannot hurt God directly, who's he going to hurt? He tries to hurt God's children, you and I. Satan does not want you living a healthy life because a healthy life honors God. Amen? So he is constantly suggesting negative thoughts to keep you stuck. I'm going to read it again. Satan is constantly suggesting negative thoughts to keep you stuck. And when you put on the armor of God in Ephesians 5, it says he shoots his fiery darts. But you need to have the shield of faith. And that is why I'm teaching you on faith. Okay? 8 weeks on faith. Satan loves to plant seeds of doubt in your and my mind. So we need to counter that, right? Who do you think you are, he says. You're never going to change. You have never been able to change in the past. What makes you think this will be any different? It's hopeless, and you hopeless. You must not entertain this type of thinking. This is why I am. Affirmations, declarations, you speak it over what the words say you are, that is who you are, and you believe what the words say, and this is why you repeat it. So don't even try. In the chapters on focus, we will have more to say about replacing negative thoughts. Okay, so with these four elements working against us, it is no wonder that most attempts by people to develop healthy habits end in failure. Does it make sense? Again, you need more than just good intentions and willpower to change. You see, not a diet, it's not willpower. You need God's plan for change. And this is what this next 8-week biblical program is about on faith. Although we're not just discussing the Bible aspect of the word like I am today, all I wanted to show you is the Daniel plan is a book that I use a lot and that I act on and I step on and I pay attention to, because for things to change, I have to change. For things to get better, I have to get better. In the words of Jim Rohn. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend. Stay focused. Don't give up during weekends. Be aware. And we see you next time.